Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Badur Rahman Saab. And dear friends, I really feel very sad when I teach at an IIM for 13 years. This is my 12 plus years, but not a serious single student from my valley entering my classroom. Every year I see students from all over the country joining my institute, but at the same time, I feel sad that none of my valley students qualified for the entrance exam. We have a very tough examination system for IIM, is called CAT, Common Admission Test. It's a postgraduate admission test. Uh, General category students have to, be very strong because more competition in general category. Reserve category a bit less, but it's 90 plus percentile is a good percentile. Around 2.5 to 3 lakh students appear and we have around 4,000 odd seats. So this makes IIM entrance test even difficult, more tougher than Stanford and Harvard. That's a report you can see in Google, how IIM admission test is. You have a better chance to enter a Harvard University or Stanford University than to enter a classroom like IIM. Now I want to share just 2-3 tips for you. Most of the time we study according to our syllabus. That's category 1 student, normal. Category 2 students are like yours. You are doing some extra work for entrance test. For some instance, JEE or NEET or whatever. So they're category B students. Category C students are those who, beyond doing these two things, some may do one and some may do two. Some may be just general. Which is category C, or if you can reverse it, is a category A plus or superstar students who are more focused on getting an integrated, holistic, synthesized view of what they want to be. क्या बनना चाहते हैं. पढ़ते हर कोई है, नौकरी हर कोई करता है, छोटा मोटा अच्छा बड़ा, सिविल सर्विस, इंजीनियरिंग, मेडिकल, डॉक्टर, प्रोफेशंस, लेकिन बनता कौन है? हु वांट्स टू बी? एजुकेशन में बहुत चार किस्म की तब्दीलियां हुई है. 4 major shift. These are called power shift. There is a very good book by Evan Toffler. Toffler की इस किताब में ये चीज बड़ी. What are these power shift? Power has just shifted from one generation or one, you can say, one stage, one phase to another. Phase 1 is a power by body, physical power. So a king which has 1,000 elephant will defeat a king who has 1,000 horses. That's why we calculate horsepower. Remember? So we read in history that king defeated that king because he has more horses, more elephants, more this, more that, more soldiers. All are calculated in physical power. That's category 1 or phase 1. Power shift, phase 1. The next power shift happened when steam engine was invented. Now is the time which started, which is called machine power. So all factories, steam engine, railways, many things start moving by machine force. Instead of a horse or a bullock run around, they have started, engine started moving the vehicle. We have car and we have railways and many other things. So immediately what happens, when this power shifted, money shifted. So now money is controlled by people who have more machine power. So though India produced at that point of time largest number of raw materials or largest quantity of raw materials, the cloths were being manufactured in Manchester in England and it was coming back to this country. But the raw material called what? What is the raw material for cloth? कपास को क्या कहते हैं इंग्लिश में? Cotton. इतनी So cotton we are producing, but cloth was being manufactured in Manchester area in United Kingdom. And they are selling the same cloth back to us. So Gandhi boycotted it when we were struggling freedom. And they said we'll wear khadi, like I am wearing. And therefore the money went to the next power shift happened when this power also diminished. And this is the third and the biggest power shift which has happened. Today, information is power. Or you can mix it with a bit of, you can say knowledge is power. The institute I started my career, National Institute of Technology, I taught it 10 years after my master's. So first 10 years I spent with NIT, and then I spent 10 years with United Nations, and now I'm back with last 10 years I'm with IIM. So NIT Silchar has a logo called knowledge is power. That is their motto. So you can see when the machine was in power, who were the people who were very respected, very wealthy, or you can say very powerful or very demand, were engineers. All our uncles who were called engineers, basically they were diploma engineers, or even less than that, ITI Shikuna pass. But in our village you call them overseer shop, engineer shop. Ashole tan IIT Shikuna shop. But at that time that was in demand. Before they pass out of ITI, they get job in flight control, in PWD as draftsman, droingsman, and then slowly they get promoted. By the time they retire, they become executive engineer or STO shop, assistant executive engineer. But basically they are technicians. In Aligarh we call them diplomchi, because they get a diploma in engineering from Polytechnic. Then Polytechnic generation also demand was very high. Anybody passing Polytechnic in when we did our 10+2 matriculation, 10+2, 1984 metric, around 84, mid 84, everybody who has got admission in diploma, they became junior engineer. Now they are all SDO engineer, executive engineer, getting salary but earning money. They have big power like pizza. They can vanish a full bridge from paper. They have great power. On paper they can make bridge, but if you go there you don't find a bridge. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could not tolerate it too long. So now the engineering power has finished. Machine power is gone. Now you get a diploma engineer doing salesmanship, diploma engineer driving tuk-tuk. Fine. Around mid-90s, we have another generation who will be losing their job very soon. They are called MBAs. They are neither masters, nor they do business, and neither they are administrator. So they have a fraud degree called MBA. Many people call it mediocre but arrogant. I met an MBA student, he was saying, can I get a job? I say, if you are doing MBA from a Khanapada University, your professor also does not know what is happening. Because if your professor is paid like 50,000 rupees, if you give banana, you get monkeys. So 50,000 rupees professor cannot give you the knowledge which a 5 lakh rupees IIM professor can give. You get monkeys. And if because you are taught by a monkey, the paper on which your mark sheet is written is worth nothing. You cannot even make a balance sheet of a panwala. Amne USTM, PSTM, CSTM or ekhan loya gurer. Are o bushi malor dukano ekdin boya dekho bikale hai inventory banaito parto na. কতটা সাবান আছে, কতটা শ্যাম্পু আছে, কতটা চাউল আছে, সামনের সপ্তাহে আইসকুর কতজন কাস্টমারে কিতা কিনছে ওগুর উপরে ক্যালকুলেট করে বলে সামনের সপ্তাহ কতখান সাবান লাক্স লাগবো, কতটা শ্যাম্পু লাগবো, কতটা মিঠা তেল লাগবো, কতটা চাউল লাগবো, আর হক মতো না বাদে ও বার ভাই চাকরি করে দিতাই না দেও না, ই বিপদ ভালাই নাই আগেও না করি ব্যাপারটা। So you say what happened that we get a large number of people in the beginning in 1990s. If you get admission in an MBA class, your job is guaranteed. Today it is almost guaranteed in an IIM, but outside IIM we have equal number of IIM professors who are MBAs and PhDs, like I did my MBA, but I have my peon as MBA. I have 3 or 4 peon who are MBAs themselves. So one MBA is my institute peon, office assistant, bearer, and one MBA is a professor in a classroom. Quality has declined. I was telling you that power has now shifted. Now you will see MBAs are useless, diploma engineers useless, engineers useless, because the quality has reduced itself. Now if you want to get a good engineer, 98% of them, you get a mechanical engineer. If you can test what I am saying, if you have an uncle or a cousin around, and if you tell him, he will say he is BTech mechanical engineering first division from such and such engineering college. Tell him to change the spark plug of a scooter, he cannot. Which an illiterate mechanic in Badarpur will do. Do you agree? Yes. Now your education is so much that you cannot even repair a basic mechanical machine called scooter. Ita roimor dukano loiya jaoge, amar era khali uli lagaiyo na. Otherwise, how can someone called Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical and cannot open and repair a scooter? So what is missing is the B. What you want to be. For B, you need depth. For certificate, you need breadth. You teach, you get 10 lessons, you get 10 papers, subjects, you pass all of them, get marks, you get a certificate. Bachelor of Engineering or BA Political Science or whatever. But for being something, if you want to really be mechanical engineer, you know how many students are in our admission test they fail. You know, we get the largest number of engineering students entering MBA program. So they are so all brilliant, 90%, 83%, 85% in graduation. And they fail in their interview because we don't ask them big mechanical engineering question. If somebody is an electrical engineering person, he will be from IIT and electrical engineering, electronics. You know why they fail? Because they did not love electrical engineering. We ask question like, why this tube light does not have a choke? Earlier, have you seen the old tube light? Choke, starter, and today what it is called? What is the full form of LED? Light imitating diode. दुनिया साइटटा tablet पांचटा মানে এক আসমান ভাঙিয়া পড়ছে। We have dependent on our natural sciences. So this person, I'll tell his name and you will be very surprising that this gentleman who came back from Burma with this much knowledge. How knowledge is power? One example I have given. Every Baba has the knowledge that this jari booty has some help for something. Only one person could make that jari booty into a bottle and give it a name and brand it and 11,000 crore. By putting the water of Himalaya in a bottle, this guy is making money. In Himalaya, the water does not have any expiry date. Himalaya की पानी में कोई expiry date होता है क्या? इसके बोतल में घुसने के बाद ही expire for 4 months. फिर एक बोतल खरीदो. So knowledge is power today. You can even sell water. So this gentleman, he came back from Myanmar in Burma. He came to India around 1950s with this much knowledge that Burmese people eat a particular leaf when they have a stomach pain. वो जब पेट में दर्द होता है वो किसी पेड़ का पत्ता चिबाते हैं, कोई दवा नहीं खाते और बड़े हेल्दी रहते हैं, उनके पेट में दर्द नहीं होता. 4 साल तक उत्तराखंड के जंगल में, देहरादून के आसपास वो पत्ता ढूंढता रहा और एक दिन उसको वो पत्ता मिल ही गया। इतना ही नॉलेज था उनके पास। और उस पत्ते को टेबलेट बना करके डिब्बे में डाल के बेचने लग गए और हिंदुस्तान के हर घर में वो डब्बा मिल गया। उस दवा का नाम था लिब 52, पीला रंग का। एंड व्हाट इज द कंपनी? Himalaya. And who is that gentleman? He has died. His sons are just like Ajmal family. His 4 sons are running this Himalaya drugs today. Muhammad Manal. Muhammad Manal is that gentleman who came back with that knowledge, converted into Leap 52, and it became India's one of the largest natural stomach painkiller. Every household, every old person, uncle, dadaji, we have a dabba of Leap 52. And he did not stop there. Now they are the largest producer of organic antiseptic cream in Europe. And now they have Himalaya International based out of California. He has young son like our Abdullah Ajmal Saab. They are running this international empire. Only this much knowledge can convert into now $1 million, million billion industry. I wrote a study for them in my book, which was published from London, on Himalaya drugs and how their market increased. They were very shy. I talked to all the brothers, but they were very shy. They are saying that मुल्क के हालात ऐसे नहीं कि आप मेरा एडवर्टाइजमेंट करें, आप नाम बदल दो, कुछ और ड्रग लिख दो, महाभारत ड्रग, इंडिया ड्रग, कहानी हमारा बताओ, बच्चों को सीख मिले, लेकिन अल्लाह के वास्ते नाम मत लिखो. But anyway, and only then I could know. Number 3, in Ethiopia, if you go to Upper Ethiopia, the Habesha, where the first Sahabas migrated, Nagash, people do not wash their cloth by soap. They use a leaf. One Ethiopian professor, one Ethiopian person saw, who was a child, I think he was an NRI. He came back to home and he said that everybody is washing cloth with a particular leaf. It has some kind of detergent quality, like our neem has a quality. This guy went back to America, converted that leaf into world's first organic soap, washing soap. Organic neem soap has came for body, but washing cloth has a chemical. That chemical does go into underground water, and then the earth is damaged. So with this much knowledge, today is this, and now he has now built up world's largest organic detergent powder factory. This Ethiopian person with a knowledge and a Japanese professor in an American university, they converted this knowledge into soap. Now people almost charge double the price because that is considered healthy for the society and environment in US. We are still very unhealthy. These detergent powders are very corrosive. If you ask your mothers and sisters, these are very corrosive for hand. Our mothers and sisters does not even use a glove. They wash cloth with this Rain, Super Rain, Nirma, Vim, whatever. They are very corrosive, very bad. Now, so I will conclude, or I tried to tell you a stiff story. Now, what do you have? Knowledge in the beginning. Now I have told you the three stages. Fine. Muscle power, Hathi Ghoda is a power. Then second phase, machine power. Who has machine has more money. And third, knowledge power. Today is the world of knowledge. Knowledge is power. If you know one secret of mine, you can control me. Am I right? Yes. If you know somebody is the biggest engineer here, and if you by any mistake, you know this engineer has a problem in his mark sheet, he can ignore anybody in the world, but he will not ignore you. Only this much knowledge is it. So today's world, people more and more, you will not find any policeman. Less policemen, more spymen. When you talk something on the phone, by dosha jata malvata they receive this na, lekis na takaro no dila. The moment this income tax officers will record it, they will control your whole account. Because now they are listening to you. When the first time the telephone came, that the joke one was in Fatak Bazaar in Silchar, because they get aloo supplied to Mizoram. Oh, over there, over there. In telephone, hello, hello, over there. Oh, size aloo fatak this do because the old gentlemen, they have forgotten the telephone does not have O size. So today is the knowledge. Today you will see, you will talk and it will be recorded. Your Aadhaar, everything is so much linked. The whole country will be run by knowledge control. Knowledge about you, which flight you are taking, how much time, how many times you have gone to Bangladesh or gone to Dubai or Umrah and other thing. After that, you cannot come back and say my income tax is only 1,80,000 below the limit, because government is controlling. So knowledge is power. So today, and I will give you very quickly the three parallel in education. First one is the knowledge is power. In education also, beginning is knowledge is power. If you know the name of the Pradhan Mantri, in our childhood days, we used to have question like, write the name of the Prime Minister of India. We used to remember the name of the Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi, with correct spelling. That was knowledge. Gorur Rosona aigele, Gorur Rosona mukosto thakle, knowledge, 10 mark. I go Guru aise na aigese sagol. Kita হইলো বলে একটি গরু ছিল, ঘাস খাইতে ছিল, সঙ্গে একটা ছাগল এসে গেল, আর তাদের ছাগল দিয়ে শুরু, বাকি সারা ছাগল লিখে লিখছে। আজকে এটা না, টুডে ইট ইজ নট এ নলেজ দ্যাট ইউ নো exactly what is the name of the Prime Minister. Today knowledge is if you know where this name is found. So if I ask you who is the Prime Minister of Czechoslovakia today at this point of time, real-time knowledge. Because if you go to book, it will be 6 months old. If you go to newspaper, 2 months old. The Prime Minister might have resigned this morning. সকালে তান পার্লামেন্ট মেম্বার কমে গেছেন, আজকে সকালে রিজাইন করছেন, আজকে এখন আর প্রাইম মিনিস্টার নাই, you will give you a wrong news. You have to give knowledge real time. So if you have a mobile in hand or a computer or where it is found, you should know. So today, knowledge is what? Knowledge is real time. It means where that knowledge can be found is power. This is mobile number. জানাটা পাওয়ার নাই। তোমার কেউ জিজ্ঞাসা ডিসির মোবাইল নাম্বার, কত জলদি কতক্ষণ ফোন করিয়া তুমি ডিসির মোবাইল নাম্বার পাইবা? খানো আছে ডিসির মোবাইল নাম্বার? এনিবডি? Where you can get Mridul Jadav's mobile number? If you talk to DC office, if secretary বা পিয়ন বা ক্লার্ক দেখে ধরো কিতার লাগে, খেনে লাগে, সাবর নম্বর ইলা যাওয়া যাইতো না। They will not tell you. আপনি খেয়ে, but you will get it. If you just can know Mridul Jadav, IAS, mobile number, email, enter. All IAS officers must have written their mobile number in some document. So you will get 10,000 documents which has Mridul Jadav, IAS and his mobile number. So you must know where that knowledge is available. That is power. Are you getting the difference? So this is what it is today. Today power, knowledge is first to know. Indira Gandhi naam janle ek mark, you know. Second generation of knowledge, education, learning to do. Engineer হইছি না নি আগে? ইঞ্জিনিয়ার, লার্নিং টু ডু। করতে জানলে তোমার কাছে পাওয়ার আছে। তুমি ঘর বানাইতে জানো, সিভিল ইঞ্জিনিয়ার, তোমার দাম আছে ওভারসিয়ার সাহেব, ইঞ্জিনিয়ার সাহেব, ইলেকট্রিক্যাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ার, তুমি এএসসিবির ইঞ্জিনিয়ার সাহেব। So after that what happened? Now today is, even knowledge to do is finished. Today is knowledge to be. If you know what you want to become, that is the learning. Learning is not that you are doing 10+2, you are doing BCom, you are doing engineering. Learning is, if you want to become an engineer, you want to be an engineer, if your knowledge can contribute to that, every other thing is useless. You must therefore ask yourself, what I am learning to be. From today itself, you have to promise yourself that every minute, every second, next 5 years, not whole year, only next 5 years. I want to be an electrical engineer. I want to be an IS officer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. Chhatranang adhyanang tapah. Yours should be, you have to get that kind of dedication. So, you have to that kind of dedication. So let me conclude by saying, repeating what I said. First I said power has shifted. Manpower, finish. Muscle power, finish. Machine power, finish. Knowledge power is there. Second, in education, knowledge to know, finish. Learning to do, finish. Now it is learning to be. Kya banna chahte? I can be an MBA. Can you tell me one banker and an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, who was one of the biggest banker in Hong Kong and Shanghai and Hong Kong Bank, HSBC, for 7 years. But today he is known as a writer. Anybody? 3 Idiots. Who wrote? Huh? Who wrote 3 Idiots? 5 point someone? Chetan Bhagat. So he wanted to be a writer. MBA is not a problem. For 7 years he has been in a bank. But every day he wanted to be a writer. Today, if he has retired as a bank manager, nobody will know his name. He will earn good salary, good car, good everything. But he will remain one of the 1 million bank manager. He is also a manager. But Chetan Bhagat he cannot repeat. That is the unique thing. Today everybody knows the name of Chetan Bhagat, but how many bank senior vice president or senior, I think he was senior vice president of Hong Kong Shanghai Bank. How many HSBC bank senior vice president name you know? We never know. But Chetan Bhagat we know. That is learning to be. If you want to be something, dedicate yourself for next 4 or 5 years. Ignore things. Today you have more difficulty than us.